PlaqueBoyMax Is Changing.
Recently, PlaqueBoyMax has been going through a weird change. From announcing to the internet that he got a vasectomy, to being called zesty by his own fans, to suddenly getting piercings, talking about wanting to get a butt reduction surgery, dropping more music, and acting more and more like a rapper, to the point where people started saying he's trying to become Lil Uzi. PlaqueBoyMax has been trying to rebrand.
You know, I didn't necessarily come to this conclusion in my brain, but now that it's being laid out in front of me, Max has been coming off a bit performative lately, hasn't he? He's been saying some things, he's been doing a lot of things where it's just like, nobody asked for that information, we didn't necessarily need that information, it didn't necessarily better your career, it's just almost like just things to get people talking. The vasectomy thing, you know, the weird piercings, him all of a sudden acting super sus. I mean, I know it's within streamer culture to, you know, especially early on, to do some zesty stuff for some views. You know, I've seen the Aiden Ross do it, so I'm not drilling him too hard here. I've seen signs of it before, but he's definitely been. I just know we've put PlaqueBoyMax in a bunch of titles over the past couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? But let's see what's going on. Whether you want to believe it or not, first impressions are literally everything. And something that is absolutely unavoidable when it comes to that is your skin. So if you haven't already been prioritizing your skincare, T. Tanley is here to save the day. This channel has been a proud partner with T. Tanley over the years because when I tell you, when it comes to skincare, these guys know exactly what to do. If you click the link off my description, you're gonna get 40% off of your first starter box right here, which has everything you need to have a simple, straight to the point skincare routine and a free gift worth up to $20 in value. You can't really beat that. Every box comes with a daily face wash. You're gonna be able to use this after a long day's work to bring back that refreshing feeling and get back in your bag. An exfoliation scrub to get deep within your pores and remove dirt and grime. You're only gonna use this one about like 2 times a week. An AM and a PM moisturizer to bring your skin back to full hydration. One for when you're going throughout your day and the other for when you're going to bed at night. The super serum cream to help strengthen your skin for long-term benefits, and an eye cream to get those bags under your eyes just right. This one was big for me personally because I'm in front of the computer screen all day, so this has been a huge help. I love the eye cream. Every box comes with a super straight to the point instruction manual. It tells you how much to use, how little to use. If you're able to read picture books, you're going to be able to understand this. Click the link in my description and get 40% off of your first box and a gift worth up to $20 in value right now. T. Tanley is consistent, it's easy to use, and it actually works. Now let's get back to the video.
And himself from the chaotic streamer everyone knew him as into an image that fits the modern music industry. But this transition has not been smooth at all, because during this entire transformation, Max has also found himself in multiple controversial and honestly humiliating situations. From getting ignored and egoed to getting clowned while performing, where people literally threw trash at him. And the more this transformation continues, the more obvious it becomes that PlaqueBoyMax doesn't just want to be seen as a streamer anymore. He wants to be seen as a real artist. But there's one huge problem with that. The internet already knows him as PlaqueBoyMax the streamer, and changing that image might be harder than expected.
I mean, it's not harder than expected. He just needs to put out music that people resonate with. I feel like any artist, and DDG is probably a good example, whether you like or don't like DDG's music, it's become clear to me that the only thing that actually matters when it comes to being an artist in this climate is making music that people resonate with. Keyword, that people resonate with. So if you are making music, even if it's good music, shit, I know that because I am an artist. I kind of had like the backwards change. Art, music first, everybody knew me for music, getting millions and millions of streams. That was like my main thing. And then transitioning into a content creator. The reality is, people still watched my content at the time because I was still being funny, I was still being entertaining, and people were still listening to my music because at the time that's the type of music that they like to listen to. So it's like, whenever I start dropping music again, if people resonate with it, cool. If they don't, I just got to keep putting out music until, you know, I find out what people fuck with. Because when if you're tapped in enough, you know the DDG and PlaqueBoyMax Pink Dread song. That song's viral. Everybody was listening to it. What's it go? When I'm on a line and I glowed up. You know what I'm talking about? The PlaqueBoyMax. When I'm out of town, I be tripping, I be on one. That one. You know what I'm saying? That song. Everybody's like that song. That was a hit song. Nobody was like, oh, this song sucks. It's a streamer. It's like, no, people were listening to it. It was a vibe. You know, that was however many months ago, maybe even a year ago. All right, it's time for a new hit. Can y'all make another hit? And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. I just think that's really what it comes down to. Well, I think we're in an era with music now where it's like anybody can make music, anybody can be creative. You could do whatever you want to do. You could be a YouTuber and a rapper at the same time. But just because you're doing that doesn't mean everyone's gonna just jump on the bandwagon. You gotta make good music. Not saying PlaqueBoy music sucks or anything, but maybe it's just not at the point where it's resonating with the masses, and you're just gonna keep creating, and I'm sure he'll get a hit eventually.
Before all this though, PlaqueBoyMax had built one of the strongest fan bases in streaming. He originally blew up through streaming and internet content. His loud personality, chaotic streams, funny interactions with other streamers, that's what people liked about him. He wasn't mysterious or untouchable like an underground raid scene rapper. People watched him because he felt authentic. But while streaming was making him popular, music was always there in the background too. PlaqueBoyMax clearly always wanted to be involved in music since the early days of his career. And over time, he actually started seeing real success with it. He was producing, collaborating with artists, making songs with people like DDG and Skepta, and even hopping on tracks himself. Eventually, he became one of the first streamers to get nominated for a Grammy, which sounds insane. A streamer entering spaces that were traditionally dominated by musicians. But even with all of that success, something still felt off, because being around the music industry is not the same thing as actually being accepted by it. And there were moments where that became painfully obvious, like when Max attended the Grammys and tried talking to artists, only to get awkwardly ignored, or the moment where somebody literally mistook him for a staff. Not an artist, not a musician, a worker.
Yo, I like y'all.
We get shot. Are you with the Grammys?
What'd you say?
Is this the Grammys camera?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
This is E.
No, this is PlaqueBoyMax.
Okay.
And honestly, moments like that probably matter more than people realize. Because if somebody is seriously trying,
Definitely could hurt your feelings, but I mean, again, PlaqueBoy, bro. These old heads, movies, actors, musicians that, you know, are making their millions and millions of dollars doing whatever the hell they're doing on their side of the earth, like, they're not tapping into PlaqueBoyMax streams. Like, that's not your audience. You can't necessarily be surprised that they don't know you. But you should just continue to be honored and, you know, focus on the positive, the fact that I think that he was actually nominated for a Grammy that year, which is crazy, which I'm pretty sure no like content creator artist has done before, and so early in his journey, he was able to get that. So, I mean, that's what I would have chose to focus on.
to transition into music, situations like that remind them that the industry still sees them as just a streamer. There were other moments too, like when PlaqueBoyMax joined Doja Cat's stream chat and got banned by her mods. And even though these moments aren't a massive controversy, they still added to the overall feeling that Max wasn't fully respected in these music spaces. And after all of these moments, something about him started gradually changing. The aesthetic changed first. Max got piercings and started dressing in a way that looked heavily inspired by raid scene rappers. Then PlaqueBoyMax made some comments that were weird enough to confuse people within his audience. He suddenly talked about wanting to be skinny and even said he wants a butt reduction surgery.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if this is correlated, but this ain't the way though. This ain't the way, bro. Just get in the gym. Go to the gym.
I'm finna get an ass reduction, bro. No cap.
Go to the gym.
I think I'm finna get an ass reduction,
Get
bro.
on a
I'm not gonna
diet
lie to
or
niggas,
something.
bro. Yo, bro, I'm trying to be skinny. I'm a thick, short nigga, bro. Like, I'm trying to be skinny.
I ain't never heard no straight nigga talk like this.
Just, I don't know.
Not alluding to nothing, but this is crazy.
Slowly, even his mannerisms started changing too. PlaqueBoyMax started acting way more exaggerated on TikTok and social media, doing dances, making facial expressions and movements that instantly got people calling him zesty. And almost immediately, the internet started clowning him for it. People said he was forcing this underground rage rapper personality, comparing him to rappers like Playboi Carti or Lil Uzi, and saying he was trying too hard to fit into the rage scene aesthetic. And once the internet starts seeing somebody as trying too hard, it gets brutal fast, especially when old rumors and narratives started resurfacing too. People started bringing up old stories like his only men gay dating profile, and they speculated about Max even more. And the entire thing just made PlaqueBoyMax seem more vague and confusing to his audience, because the version of PlaqueBoyMax people originally liked felt very different from whatever this new version is becoming.
I mean, look, man. Again, as I don't want to criticize somebody that I don't know too much. At the end of the day, we can only go off of based off what we're seeing. And I've said this about PlaqueBoy in other videos. I just think he's a little bit too immature in the sense that he seems to be flip-flopping and make a lot of very irrational decisions very fast. So, like, the whole vasectomy thing. Then a week before he leaves FaZe Clan. Mind you, I think that ended up working out for him. But, him before saying, I'm done creating content, I want to be a rapper. Then now he's getting the face piercings. Then, mind you, I'm somebody that has a lot of tattoos. I have a lot of tattoos. Bro went into the hospital because of ink poisoning, because he tatted damn near his entire body in the span of like a week or some crazy shit. Don't quote me on the exact timeline, but pretty much just went full body blasted with tats in a very short span. And it's like, and he ended up in the hospital because of that. Point is, I'm just starting to see patterns of somebody that makes very irrational decisions pretty much on a whim. He wakes up, he thinks something, he just does it. And that can be a superpower in certain categories, but sometimes you got to slow your ass down and think about the decisions you're making. So I don't know what he's going through. I'm praying for him. I'm praying for anybody that, is just trying, and he's a creative. And, shout out to PlaqueBoyMax. I think he's done a lot of dope things in the space. But one thing about me, bro, like, I don't know these niggas. And, I think I like to watch these videos because a lot of parallels can be made to, everyday life and what y'all are going through, what I'm going through. And a lot of times, we can enter a performative stage trying to prove to everyone else that we are something, and we want to be what we want to be. So it's like now we find ourselves trying too hard to prove to the world what it is. But it's like the reality is, put your head down, keep working, put that music out, put that art out, apply for that job, study for that test, whatever it is, whatever your version of this is, you'll get the results that you want. Especially when you get to the point where you're putting out quality content and accomplishing the job. Sometimes you don't even really got to say too much. I think PlaqueBoy has built up an audience. People fuck with him. People still watch him to this day. He doesn't need to prove to a bunch of people that don't care about him who he is. And again, maybe this message falls on dead ears. Maybe he sees this, maybe he doesn't. But I just feel like, bro, keep investing in the people that have shown up for you. Keep scaling that. Keep being authentic. Keep being the version of yourself that, that the people that fucked with you started watching you in the first place. They listen to your music. And if they listen to your music, there's millions of other people out there just like them that would also like your type of music. So just keep doing what you're doing. Obviously get better every time, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. Trying to appeal to the masses and then become something that you don't even recognize when you look in the mirror, I don't think that's the answer. Again, I could be completely wrong, and Max knows exactly what he's doing, but from the outside looking in, it does look like he's spiraling a little bit.
But the controversies don't stop there. Around the same time, Max would announce that he got a vasectomy after a pregnancy scare. And instead of feeling like a private personal decision, the way it was announced to TMZ almost felt designed to get the internet talking. Especially because it happened around the same time he was dropping an EP.
You decided to have a vasectomy at 23. What was the real, thought process behind that?
Just not ready for no babies, bro.
Yeah.
Then there was yet another clip that got him into another controversy where he dismissively reacted to the Quran being played, calling it a song and joking about sampling it, which obviously led to backlash online. And
hold on, this music hard, sir. Tab, we gotta sample this. Someone in the com sample this.
And at this point, these little weird changes made the rebrand felt like creating more controversy than actual respect for his music. But the worst moment by far came during his Rolling Loud show, because this was supposed to be one of the biggest moments of PlaqueBoyMax's music career. A huge festival, huge crowd, and a huge opportunity. A chance to prove he belonged in that world. Instead, it turned into one of the most embarrassing moments of his career. People immediately started comparing his performance to other performers at Rolling Loud, and the difference in the crowd reaction was obvious. Max. With PlaqueBoyMax, the energy just felt awkward and the crowd looked disconnected. The most cringe part was when people literally started throwing trash during multiple songs, and instead of looking like a rapper finally breaking into the music industry, PlaqueBoyMax looked like a streamer getting rejected by it. Then things got even worse. At one point, a fan threw their phone onto the stage for PlaqueBoyMax to record with, but instead of calmly handing it back, Max aggressively launched the phone deep into the crowd.
I'm just gonna chalk that up to adrenaline. He's on Rolling Loud for the first time. I'd have been pissed if this was my phone, for sure. Pissed. What the fuck, bro? Just threw my shit across the damn field. Like, come on, man. But he was probably just high on life, super pumped up, hyped to be on stage.
And that clip went viral, leading to even more trolling and people saying his music is bad. Even other streamers trolled PlaqueBoyMax for this. And for a lot of people online, this Rolling Loud situation basically confirmed everything they were already thinking. That PlaqueBoyMax's transition into this rapper image just wasn't working. And honestly, the bigger issue here is that streaming and rap culture are built on completely different things. Streamers become popular through personality and authenticity. People feel like they know them personally. But rappers, especially artists in the rage scene, which PlaqueBoyMax seems to be going for, build their image through mystery, aura, and aesthetic. And those—
But I feel like, you know, what's funny about that, because this is true, this is what it's been for a long time, but I feel like a shift is happening. You're starting to see more and more rappers pop up on streams. You're starting to see more and more artists, you know, show more personality. And bro, I'm not gonna yap too much about myself, but bro, I was on TikTok early on. Like, y'all might think I'm capping, y'all might think I'm self-glazing, but if you know, you know. Me and Feek, 340 Ori, we were early innovators of what was TikTok artists, promoting our music through TikTok, being funny and being creative on TikTok to get views on our music, and, you know, show that you can have a personality while being an artist. We were doing that early on, and what happened was we ended up signing to a label that tried to pretty much take that away from us. I remember our label was saying things like, "Oh, you'll never be taken seriously as an artist if you guys keep making those skits and keep making content like that." You know, and long story short, we listened to the label and our music career went down the drains from that point. Mind you, before we signed to the label, everything was only going up, 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 and our music was thriving, our fan base was growing, and everything was going crazy. All that to say, that was peak 2019, 2020. That was probably like peak my music career. Since then, what has happened? Only more artists have blown up through TikTok. Only more artists are starting to stream and make content. Bro, Ski Mask the Slump God was just on the Mr. Beast games as a streamer, and, you know, and is consistently streaming nowadays. Bro, all that to prove more my point of what I said earlier in this video. More and more people are caring less about that too cool for school shit. People fuck with personality. People fuck with you being yourself. People fuck with being authentic. And if you make music while making content, you just gotta make music that people fuck with. And if you haven't made that song yet, that's okay. Just keep working. I think PlaqueBoyMax is not done, bro. I just think he needs to maybe take a step back, lock back in with his roots, you know, if he even can. I know he's just probably making so much money, living so fast, just going crazy, young and turnt. I don't know if he has anybody in his corner that can truly, like, sit him down and be like, "Hey, bro, like, you moving too fast. Let's slow down." But those are my thoughts, man. I don't think he has to compromise anything. He just needs to get back to what he knows.
Two worlds don't mix easily because the audience already watched PlaqueBoyMax scream on stream, act awkward, go viral every week. So when he suddenly tries transforming into this mysterious underground rapper persona, people naturally question it, which is why the rebrand feels forced to so many people. Not because creators can't evolve, but because the transition feels rushed and disconnected from the audience that made him famous in the first place. Maybe PlaqueBoyMax genuinely wants to evolve. Maybe he's tired of only being known as a streamer. But the internet moves fast, and when audiences feel like somebody is trying too too hard to become something they're not, they usually turn on them just as quickly. And right now, PlaqueBoyMax seems to be stuck between two worlds. Recently,
y'all let me know what y'all think about this one in the comment section, man. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. My name is Berto, where you at, Berto? Join the Where You At family so you never miss a live stream reaction, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm gone.
Where you at, Berto? I made this shit look too easy.